Okay, we're here today with Justin Morgan from Trico School District, and we're going to file a Form 486 demo. So, Justin, when did you get your notification that you were funded from USAC?
I got my notification last week that I was funded.
Okay, so if you should have gotten that in an email, but if you need to generate that to take a look at it again, you can do so at the top. So scroll up for me, Justin. Right there under notification type in that first section on the page, you can look and see I need the funding commitment decision letter. That's the right one in 2019. And it will actually give you a link right here to both of your funding commitment letters. It looks like you filed a couple of different for a couple of different services, and notice over there it says issued date. So I think we got the one for your traditional services and Cat 2 stuff maybe back in April, and we just got the one for your fiber build here 6/6. So it looks like you just got that last week.
Yep.
So if you wanted more information, which we don't have to do it right now, you would just click on the view notification over on the right, and it would take you right to the page, give you that letter and that spreadsheet that was attached in the email all over again. So if you're looking for that to print off a copy for your records, that's where you go. Once you get both of those funding commitment letters, or you can do one for each one if you want, but once you've received one of the funding commitments, we file the 486 to confirm the funding. So right there at the top corner is the Form 486. Just click on that. I think that we'll find this to be the easiest of the forms. Some school districts are going ahead and filing the 486 when they get notification, each one. Others are like you, Justin, where they waited to get both of them in before they file. So you'll only be filing one 486 for everything, but some people do it in 2 steps. So when they get the notification for funding for Cat 1, they did it. When you get a notification for Cat 2, you can do that again. And we may still be waiting on one of your funding requests. So
We are.
possible
Cat 2.
we'll have to do another one.
So
But I
this
think
is really all my Cat 1 stuff.
this is all your Cat 1. Okay, so then in the nickname, I would call it just that, FY 1920. And I like to do the dash so we know which school year it's for. Or not a dash, but a slash. You did it correctly.
Okay.
Cat 1, 486 will work. And again, they don't really care what you name it. It's just what makes sense to you. 2019 is the correct funding year. And then if you start to type your email address, there you go. It will pull up a user. And then you can click on continue in the bottom right-hand corner. So this page will load up for you all of the approved FRNs. So if you scroll down a little bit, you'll see that they have one elementary fiber project FRN that's funded. So we probably filed a 486 after we got your first initial funding, and that's why there's only one here. If you have several forms that you have not filed a 486 on, it's going to list all of the FRNs that you have funded. You just have to click the box in front of the one that you want. If there were multiples here, you could click multiple boxes, and you have to click Add FRN over on the right-hand side. So that should pull it down to the bottom chart. Those are your selected FRNs. And like I said, you can file one big 486 for all services, or you can do, separate 486s for each category, etc. So go ahead and click continue. And I just want to make a note, Justin, if you had applied for multiple things, but now you weren't going to go through with one of them, you would only choose the FRN that you wanted to confirm. So say you applied in category 2, say you applied for like switches and routers, and now you've decided you don't necessarily need that router, you would just choose the switch and move forward. Just leave the router one right there.
Okay.
Okay, so this is just the next confirmation page, and it just wants you to confirm that that is the correct. And it does say, go back one section for me, Justin. It does say there, confirm the service start date. So in your case, we're going to get the whole year. We're hoping to get this installed as soon as possible. It will say service start date and actual start date. If you knew for some reason that this fiber wasn't going in until, say, October 1st, you would want to click that box in front and change that actual service start date to October 1st. Since we're doing the whole year, you're fine, but I just wanted to let you know that's where you could change it.
Okay.
All right, continue in the bottom right-hand corner. And then this says you're going to need to certify. So in your case, you then send for certification to your superintendent. Do you have the ability, is he there to
No,
certify that today?
he will be here tomorrow.
Okay. So when he comes back tomorrow, there are some pages for certification that we're going to check. The first page of certification basically says, are you SIPA compliant? And you can say yes to that. You wish to proceed, it'll send that to your superintendent. So that first page of certification is going to say, are you SIPA compliant? You want to say yes, you are. There are 3 or 4 different questions, and I think that they're represented by a circle. And the circles say that's kind of your indicator to pick one of the 3. You're going to want to pick the one that says, yes, we're SIPA compliant, not we're almost SIPA compliant, but will be by the time services start, which is the second option. Or we don't have to be SIPA compliant because we're special, which is the third option. You're going to want to choose the first.
Okay.
And then there are a couple other squares that you're going to want to check. One of them asks us if it's filed early. And because we're filing it before July 1st, I'm going to have you check that box. I don't know that it's necessary. I don't know that it hurts things one way or another, but I'm just like suggesting to everyone, because we're filing it before the fiscal year starts, to check that early certification box. Otherwise, everything else gets checked and you say, the normal stuff like I'll keep everything forever. I'm SIPA compliant, and I know that if everybody in my town wins the lottery, my discount will go down. If you go back to your main landing page by clicking the logo in the left-hand corner, it should, when you scroll all the way down to the bottom now, show you 486 and funding year 19. And it should show you that that this is the one that was already approved. So if you click on that form number, the other one will probably show up once your superintendent has certified it. But if you click on this form number and scroll down a little bit, this is the one that you've already done. And if you pull down the certifications tab right there, there's an arrow. Yeah, pull that down for me. Click on that. It will say, yes, I'm using services for educational purposes. And yes, I know my discount level can change. I think if you go up to that one, any of those, there'll be the other boxes that your superintendent checks. So that first one says, that was the early filing box that I talked about. And then it does say that everything is eligible, my discount level can change, etc. Then down at the bottom, there's some SIPA things. I want to show you the 3 options, just in case he asks you when you're filing. It's the first one of the 3. So see that top one says I have complied, and the other 2 are other options. We had a lot of school districts last year that weren't paying quite attention, and the system allowed them to check all 3 boxes, and then it took a long time to get those approved.
Okay.
So those are what the certifications will look like. And as soon as Larry has gone in and done the certifications for you, you'll be able to see your 486 that you just filed there as well. And this is a really nice place to pull down those little arrows. You can print preview and print screen there, and then you can print out a copy for your files.
Okay.
Do you have any other questions about the form?
I don't think so.
Okay, then I'm going to stop our recording and provide that out for a resource. Thank you, Justin.
You're welcome.